Question for you, gentleman number one. What are your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on Obi-Wan Kenobi having the high ground in Revenge of the Sith?
I don't know.
What were your thoughts on him having the low ground in Episode 1?
Pass?
Okay, gentleman number two, on to you. What were your thoughts on Greedo shooting first? What's going on, everybody? It is Tuesday night. We are back at 9:30 p.m. Central Time. It is the Tagline, the show where the tagline is the title, and we are the Cinefanatics. My name is Robert Adams.
I'm Chris Adams, and I thought we weren't going to get political there.
There was nothing political about that.
That beginning was very political.
Oh
my gosh, it was so political.
There was if you want to say it was political, I mean, we did bring up Episode 1, which was 90% of that movie was politics.
Greedo shooting first, and I will not stand for that in this country anymore. And I swear, if you start talking over me, you shut your yapper. You shut your yapper.
You said you won't stand for it, so I was like, oh, thank God he's sitting right now.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't stand well right now anyway, so it's okay.
Without getting all like woozy.
Get a little wobbly. Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
If you're joining us here right now, that's because you either decided not to start watching the debate, you got tired of watching the debate, or you're way so inebriated preparing to watch the debate that you thought you clicked on the debate, but you clicked on our smiling faces instead. Either way, we're glad to have you here.
I forgot to check to see if I had anything in my teeth before we started. Should be good.
It doesn't matter. If you did, it'd be less of a train wreck.
Yeah, absolutely. So
that's about as political as we get on this channel.
Yeah.
Just a nightmare.
I'm good. Here's the thing. I've been at work. I quickly came home, got all this set up for broadcasting, and have just heard what's going on right now. So eager to look that up later. Anyways, we're going to talk about some movies, I believe. There's movie things that are happening. How's your week been, though?
Where's that where's that sound effect? You know which one.
Wow, is it very nice?
Yep, I was not that one.
I doubt your commitment to sparkle motion.
That's a terrible way of introducing that one. There you go. That's it. That's it. You got there. The proper response to "How was your week?" It was okay. I'm still dealing with stuff, and it's really annoying. And some days it's good, and some days it's not good. So, yeah, today's one of those days that's not great. Yesterday I was feeling pretty good though. So who knows what tomorrow's gonna look like?
Yeah.
Either way, I'm doing better than the presidential debate right now.
Yeah. So, like, I was fine this whole week until, like, late Friday night. We did the last general standing over on Call to Action, which
fun.
We did a fantastic job on over there. Make sure you go check that out and see our dynamite performance.
We did an incredible job if you don't watch it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Anyways, speaking of that, big shout out, much love to Call to Action for putting that on, and
they did a great job.
Yeah,
wow.
that was very well done.
So smooth as butter.
Yeah, and a big shout out to PLD Paul Denuzio over there for things.
Doing his thing. He just did his thing.
Wearing his Ed Harris shirt.
Did his thing for 94% accuracy. Did his thing.
Yeah, okay. 17 rounds, 94% accuracy. Whatever. Anyways, not bitter at all. Moving on.
Hashtag blame PLD.
But after that, like, I was fine through that. Well, actually, no. I started getting a headache and stuff like before that, but I was...
After Show of the Year award last year, and then one of their own. That was a whole dang thing, but it's cool.
But after that, like, I went to bed, and, like, things just went downhill. All of a sudden, like, allergies hit, like, out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, then I just couldn't sleep, like, all night.
A train hit you.
Pretty much. It felt like I got ran over by a train. So just laying in bed all night, playing on the internet, watching YouTube or whatever because I can't fall asleep. And then what was funny is right before going to bed, I saw, was it Jillian from A Certain Point of View?
Yeah.
I saw her tweet saying that she can't fall asleep either, so I replied. I was like, yep, can't do that also. And then I went to sleep. So after commenting that.
She's going to respond back, cool, we can, like, chat on Twitter, and hopefully we'll fall asleep. And then,
She's my insomnia buddy.
why didn't you respond? Robert, hello? Oh, he fell asleep.
Yeah.
Lucky dog. Lucky dog.
The insomnia buddy right there. So, but yeah, pretty much ever since then, I've like started feeling like really like kind of crappy. Throughout most of today, I felt really bad, but kicking in some caffeine in the form of some cherry Coke, which is really good, but it's waking me up now.
Yeah.
So
That's the way to do it.
I'm hoping to smooth sailing for the rest of the week and year and life, just saying. So yeah, real quick, like I said at the top of the show, we have officially moved back to 9:30 p.m. Central Time.
Oh, it feels so good to go 30 minutes later than we did before.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have to rush extremely quickly home from work at night, but being able to do this and like having a little bit of room to breathe a bit, that's going to be fantastic. Although I do kind of miss the Schmodown replay, which looks like that.
Again, that doesn't work for audio listeners.
Yeah, that was the logo, audio listeners. If you want to see what it looks like, just go to our channel. But I enjoy doing that because that was fun to have that up and ready to go. Interacting with like all the Schmodown personalities and people behind the scenes throughout that is great.
Yep.
And I know we're going to keep it going. It's just not going to be 4 times a week anymore. So back to our normal schedule programming for this week.
Which is funny because when we started the Schmodown replay is when they were doing the 4 nights a week,
Yeah.
essentially with it. So the normal programming for Schmodown replay thus far
has been 4 times
has
a
been
week.
4 times a week. Now it's moving back to 2.
We came out the door swinging there. So going into the chat real quick. By the way, thank y'all, those of y'all that are here at the beginning.
Do some shout-outs, some beginning of the stream shout-outs here.
Yep. What's up, Camshaft, Garth, Brian, more Camshaft, Brian again, Garth again, Brian, and there's Jake Iacovetta. Shut up, Chris. Not for anything specific, just general life advice.
You know what? I hate to say it. I really hate to say it, but Jake is right. He's right. I'm so sorry.
So I'm going back to Garth. I have trouble sleeping and I have insomnia. And Robert drinks caffeine soda late at night. Yeah. That's just so I could be awake for this. Otherwise, this would be the
right. Well, I mean, if you don't want to drink the soda, you can just watch the presidential debates, and you can also probably just.
What?
Huh?
Oh.
Yep.
Yep. Brian's asking, so I'm guessing reactions will be pre-recorded now?
Probably not.
Nope, they'll still be live.
We have to at least test for Thursdays because that match went up on Patreon yesterday. So we need to make sure that we can actually still do it live on Thursday and not have our stream be taken down. So we will be testing that probably soon, and then hopefully we'll be able to still do live on Thursday and Friday like normal. So
Garth is asking, so after your performance, how many of the Schmodown managers contacted you about drafting you in 2021?
Literally all of them.
All of them. They all did. I mean,
and you have to take us at our word for that because you don't know.
Don't know. All the managers who have yet to become managers.
Yeah, except Ken.
Which, I mean, that's understandable.
And Gucci, which...
Camshaft says someone got a haircut. Yeah, kind of. He not that good of a job. They probably could have done a little bit better on him, but yeah.
No, I'm the exact opposite. I'm a freaking chia pet right now.
Brian,
remember those are old.
Yeah, chia.
I can't
even
even get this to like cooperate. It's doing its thing, and I don't even care anymore.
Yeah.
I'll go get a haircut when I can afford one.
Brian saying apparently Lion King 2 is in the works. We will be talking about that tonight.
That is something we will be chatting about.
Garth says, congratulations to Kevin Smets and his wife on welcoming the... Oh, yeah, that
Absolutely.
did happen today. For those of y'all
brother.
not familiar with it, Kevin Smets, the Smasher from the Movie Trivia Schmodown,
brother.
and his wife have welcomed a baby girl.
Yay, baby smasher.
I believe her name is Kira.
Yeah, I do. Kira Sophia Smets. I do love this because what that means is he is now a girl dad, and what that means is that someday, let's say 15 years from now, maybe 16, she'll want to start bringing some dates home to meet dad, and
He's the Smasher.
she's gonna have to let her date know that dad's nickname is the Smasher.
Just leave out the part that the smashing is about in regards to movie trivia. Just leave it ambiguous. Like, yep, it's the Smasher. Why is he the Smasher? You don't want to know. Okay. AJ Lancaster says, sup, y'all. Sup, AJ.
Sup, AJ?
In whatever words I say it in.
What?
Yeah, I was stumbling over my tongue there.
Well, you make more sense than anything that was said at the presidential debate tonight.
Robert doesn't know that he's...
Keep referencing that.
Yeah.
That's the kind of show we're at tonight, guys.
Robert doesn't know that he's crashing in the bed when he got home and is asleep now. This is all an Inception reality for him, right? You know, if I could pull off running a live stream show while asleep, heaven.
Absolutely. And let me tell you something right now. Garth is one of the real ones because if you guys have not noticed and you're part of our Patreon or you're not part of our Patreon, you can sign up or be at the $10 tier right now and you can watch the Inception watch-along that we did this last Saturday. Thank you, Garth, for leading us right into that plug. Appreciate it.
Garth's got our back. So, Kevin will totally do a Macho Man impression while threatening his daughter's dates. What's up, Tyler?
Tyler's here.
So, I don't know why I clicked on that. No, I don't want to watch a Mark Rober video right now. That was weird.
Yeah, you need to be educated in science.
Science!
Science! She's blinding me with science. Can that take our stream down if I say
No,
that?
she's blinding you by taking your glasses off and you can't see anything.
Not completely, just a little bit.
Okay, just me then.
Well, yeah, your vision's much worse than mine.
Other things we do at the beginning of the show. You know, y'all are in the chat. Those of y'all in the chat, y'all have seen how these live stream shows work. If you got questions for us, feel free to drop those questions in the chat. Also, drop those questions via
Stream. Oh, I went way high. It's right there. Streamlabs
I can't really point all the way over.
No.
Look, I can't.
You're gonna knock your drink. You're gonna
No,
hurt
I'm not. I'm not
yourself?
drinking. I'm not dropping drinks.
You're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah. Anyways, that thing up there above his head.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's
Right.
probably also down in the description. At least it better be.
It always is. I just copy and paste.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So down there in the description, streamlabs.com/sonoffanatics. Drop a question in there, y'all.
I understand also that I still don't have PayPal set up for that. I'll work on that as soon as I remember to do so. I talked about it earlier today. And
Someone send in the Streamlab like in the middle of the week to remind him to like set up PayPal.
Please.
That'd be great.
I will do it immediately if I get a $100 Streamlab that just pops up in the middle of the week.
Yeah. Also, you do have Super Chat. If you want to do Super Chat, I know it's easy and convenient, and we'll accept Super Chat, but
YouTube
Streamlabs...
takes about 33% of that, so just keep that in mind when you want to do Streamlab instead.
And also, like we mentioned before, hop on the Patreon, patreon.com/cinefanatics. We are discussing changes coming to that.
Changes.
Time to face the strange.
Changes.
Yeah. Anyways, so there's going to be... I don't know if this works. Changes. That's what the tattoo means, y'all.
Yeah, he's never explained it on this stream. Just go with it.
I actually haven't, have
No,
I?
you haven't. Just go with
Oh.
it. His tattoo that he has on his arm means changes.
Yeah. So changes are coming to Patreon. Some good things some ideas that we've got. So
Hopefully it makes the Patreon a little bit more worth it, and we can get everybody that we know in the world signing up at least at the $1 tier. So.
that's the thing. Like if everyone is able to at least hop on the $1 tier, it's just $1 a month, just $1.
And it would really help out right now.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely would help out a lot right now. Yeah. Chris isn't a PayPal yet. He's a pay acquaintance.
Story of my life.
Well, that's how they all go. Anyways, Let me see what else. So, awkward segue time. What did you watch new this week?
Segues are definitely awkward.
Did you watch anything new?
No.
No.
Not this week.
Not this week. What did I watch? I could have sworn I watched something
I
new.
might watch something new by next week though.
Oh.
It just depends on because so here's the thing, and I'll be frank and honest with this. There's a lot of movies out there that I haven't seen that I need to see that I want to watch, and I have access to them between Disney Plus, HBO Max, Hulu, Netflix, all those. We have access to these movies.
Yeah.
I haven't watched them yet though, because we're debating whether or not we want to do like certain kinds of content on this channel outside of just these live streams and Schmodown replays and trailer reactions and movie reviews. And I'm wondering if some of those movies I want to save and wait till we want to do whatever that content looks like, and just kind of wait till then so that I am able to talk about some of these. So I'm kind of tossed as to whether or not I want to, watch them now or just wait till we have a better idea of other stuff that we want to do on this channel and watch them then.
Yeah. Real quick, Malcolm saying, "Hey guys, just swinging by to throw likes." Hey,
Toss them likes. Thank you, Malcolm.
thank you, Malcolm. Feel free to stick around if you would like. Listen to us talk. Let's discuss some movies. Ask some questions. Join the Patreon. Send us $100 million. That'd be great. Any of that you feel like doing?
What does that translate into New Zealand currency?
I don't know.
That's $5.
$5.
You don't just send $5.
I don't think that's how it works, but
No, it's definitely not. I am very incorrect and probably very offensive on that.
The only thing new that I watched this past week is I did finish On the Basis of Sex.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty good. Pretty good movie.
Watched it in memory of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg and her recent untimely passing.
So I kind of have like a better understanding. Again, I think I mentioned this last week. I really didn't know anything about her. And so she passed away, and I know like a lot of people were like all like rest in peace, and it's like basically honoring her like she is a national hero, which I mean she is.
After having seen the movie and kind of learning her story more.
Yeah, starting to learn her story. What I really need to do now is go watch that documentary, because I heard the documentary is fantastic. But I got a much more better idea of exactly what she meant for women's like civil rights, basically, through this movie. And I think it was very well done.
And then I learned that later on in life, she was very rebellious and was pulled in by Diego Luna to stop the Empire from trying to create their super weapon.
Yeah.
No, nothing. Got it.
Good time for me to take a drink, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. That was a call, and your response was gulp, gulp, gulp.
Gulp, gulp, gulp. That's what it is. It's always like that.
This is the way.
That's how improv works.
So this is the way.
This is the way. Yeah. That was a Rogue One joke for all you playing.
So yeah, that's the only thing new I've watched. The only other thing I've really watched is Endgame for like the 15 billionth time.
Yeah, but you can never go wrong with that.
It's really weird. Like I'll watch it and then it'll be like maybe a month and a half later. I'm like, you know what I feel like watching tonight? Endgame.
That'll cover my night pretty well.
And it's usually like I'll usually watch parts of these movies as I'm falling asleep. And I know, going back to the whole like me not being able to fall asleep, I know what most people say is like turn off the screens.
Yeah, no screens.
That's not how it works for me. I actually do fall asleep most of the time by watching something on my laptop.
I'll watch like a YouTube videos. I fall asleep.
Yeah. See, I'll typically watch a movie I've already seen, like Endgame or pretty much anything from the MCU. I'll watch that as I'm falling asleep because I've already seen it. I already know what goes on. I don't necessarily have to be paying attention. It's kind of like, I don't want to call the MCU brainless, but when you've seen it 15 billion times,
you can shut off your brain.
You can shut off your brain
and
just
literally go brainless.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I do is I'll watch that and just fall asleep.
Which coincidentally is also something you can do while you watch the presidential debates.
Well, they're doing that in the debate anyway, so I mean, just saying. We're not showing any leniency to one side. I'm just a blanket statement.
Oh, no, I hate all of it.
All of it just
everything is just bad.
All of it's just one complete giant. Yeah, that thing. timing might have been off.
Cluster fudge.
Cluster fudge.
It's a cluster fudge.
Ooh, God, that's not a good term.
No, a cluster of fudge sounds delightful.
Garth is saying that's how I am with Casablanca since I was a kid. I've watched it over and over hundreds of times. Yeah.
I could be down for Casablanca rewatch here pretty soon.
I don't know if that's one I would watch right before going to bed, though.
No, I'd watch it when I'm awake and paying attention.
Yeah. That was a really good movie. But anyways, that's all I've caught up on so far. I know I want to catch up on a couple of more, especially as we're coming into Halloween, which anyone who's a fan of this channel knows that the month of October usually means one thing for my taste of movies.
It's spooky season.
The same thing as my taste of movies pretty much all year round.
Yes, every season is spooky season.
I'll watch spooky movies anytime.
Spooky.
So definitely going to probably try to deep dive into some cluster fudge are the
Garth
worst.
says cluster fudges are the worst selling Girl Scouts cookies.
Wow. Ew.
It's probably true.
So yeah, probably dive into some scary movies. I know for the Patreon watch along, the watch along tier that we have on the Patreon, I know next month we want to do some scary type movies, especially because doesn't like scary movies.
Okay, so for those of you listening on audio, he was pointing at me, and I don't like scary movies.
Yeah. So
We'll train you how to do this. It's okay.
I don't know why I work so hard on like good camera gear just to like not use like visual context clues. Of course, that being said, I did spend a lot on microphone gear as well, so go figure. But yeah, he typically doesn't like scary movies, so I know some of the things we want to do on the Patreon is watch some scary movies.
That makes sense.
Particularly some he hasn't seen before.
Which is most of them, to be honest.
Yeah. But ones that we feel like he could handle for the most part.
You say that like I'll turn on a scary movie and be like, I can't handle that.
Well, I mean,
I'm out of here.
we're not watching like
just
Saw.
don't wanna turn 'em on.
We're not watching like Saw 2 through what 900.
I don't know if I'm watching Saw 1. I just not into it.
You could probably do Saw
I'm
1.
just not into it.
Yeah.
He's just not that.
He's just
into
not
it.
that into you scary movies.
It's true. Here's the thing. I love Get Out and Us. I thought those were great.
Yeah. But the more of a thriller. Us is pretty close to like actual horror.
Roughly about the extent of what I would call a horror movie I'm interested in. I can't even remember like watching any other horror movies that are considered horror movies that I actually liked.
It's Garth saying pick a scary movie that is not straight horror, maybe. Like Aliens, Jaws. Cats is technically a horror movie.
Here's the other thing, and I'll just be blunt with this. For the month of October, for scary movies, it is fine if we want to get a guest to do a watch along with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That way you don't have to stray away from doing like the actual like scary movies that I don't care about.
Like we had Tim Franco.
I'm a cinefanatic.
Yeah, Tim Franco joined us for our watch along of The Stuff,
Which is not a horror movie. It was just a horrible movie.
Yeah, it's still a good. It's a very cheesy movie.
It was hilarious.
So that one was a lot of fun to have him on that.
Sweaty
So
palm?
yeah, sweaty palm.
There's another sweaty palm right there.
Yeah, I've got to watch that movie. If you've not seen The Stuff, I mean, fantastic, just cheesy horror movie.
You know why they call me Mo? Because every time I see some money, I want some Mo.
Yeah. So we might do that. Like, yeah, I might be down to get like some guests, especially as the movie trivia schmodown is leading towards this horror movie free for all.
Yeah.
We might see if we can get some schmodown people to join us who might possibly need to watch horror movies for like training or something.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that might be interesting. So.
That'd be fun.
Also, those of y'all that are watching, if you also happen to run a YouTube channel that is talking about movies and you want to talk about horror movies or do a horror movie watch along, reach out. I am down for pretty much all of that because I just like talking about horror movies. And since this one over here doesn't watch horror movies, I can't really talk about them with anyone.
I think the Cinefanatics DMs are open.
Yeah, slide into our DMs.
into
Let's
Cinefanatics
talk
DMs.
about gory horror movies.
Garth asks, is Cats technically a horror movie? The answer is yes.
Yes,
It's 100%
absolutely.
a horror movie. I still cannot get those images out of my eyeballs.
Absolutely horror.
I'm
Just
not talking about a butthole cut. I'm talking about literally Jenny Any Dots right? Is that her name? She took her skin off. Is that the Is that Rebel Wilson's character?
Yeah, that was just
she
weird.
She took her skin off and had more skin on underneath while she ate children cockroaches.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's a horror movie. Straight up.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
spoilers.
That's what we're looking at as far as this next month coming up.
Yeah, we have a couple. I think we want to do one on. We want to try to do one on YouTube and possibly one on the Patreon, but it all depends off if either one of these two movies are streaming somewhere that we can access.
I know we have 2 movies in mind that we want to do, and I know a lot of these services, and we might actually add this to like the tagline coming up in the future. Is a lot of the streaming sites have already released. Are you okay?
I just hit the microphone.
Oh, a lot of the streaming sites have released like what movies are coming to their site in October. And I have not seen the one that we were talking about doing publicly. So I'm still crossing my fingers and hoping it pops up somewhere. So the other one I believe we probably are still okay with. So as we get closer, we'll announce what those are. If you were Garth and you were watching our our Inception watch along, then you know what we're already talking about. See, Malcolm says he'll be doing something on Take 3 about horror movies. I'll be sliding in your DMs closer to that time.
Nice.
I can't wait for you to slide into my DMs, Malcolm. Just slide right up in there. Fantastic. Anyways, moving on.
I got nothing to add to those. You just throw them out there and you just let the audience try to catch them because I'm not catching them.
Yeah. Well, this is funny. So we're about 3 minutes away from 10 o'clock Central Time, and I'm sitting here thinking, man, it's time to like end this episode. We haven't even gotten into movie news yet.
Nope.
Yeah. Of course, we started 30 minutes ago, so that would be the joke.
As of right now, this show is also kind of going on a shorter timeline too. We're going to be going shorter. In the past, we went like 2 hours with this show. I think we're going to try to keep it around like an hour and a half at this point.
Yeah, I want to keep it around there just because I got other stuff to do also at night, and when it gets late like this, it's.
And I'm not as inclined when I'm not stable to continue sitting here.
Yeah.
That being said, I 100% want to do the show always and forever. So.
Each moment with you.
Exactly. Nailed it.
So let's get into some movie news.
Let's talk some shop.
It was actually announced. We'll start with the most recent thing that was said and work our way backwards pretty much. It was announced today that there is going to be a sequel to the live-action Lion King.
Roar. Oh, you're really just having fun with that effect.
Just absolutely love it. Yeah, so apparently they're going to do this again, just not... Daddy!
Daddy, oh no.
And this, no, we need to play it like this. In Lion King 2, the adult Simba is now killed.
Oh no, meow.
It was chucklish until you threw in that meow right.
You always gotta do that a little bit at the end. Just really bring it home. Really bring it home.
Oh my god.
Again, for those of you listening on audio, watch the YouTube video.
Yeah. So yeah, apparently they're going to kill Simba.
Wait, no, that's not true. That's fake news. No,
fake news. And they're doing that again. They're doing the whole. Just the very realistic.
They're doing a sequel to the live-action Lion King.
The article I read today, what they said is like, well, Lion King live action was a huge success for Disney.
I mean, technically, it's true. It was.
Oh,
it made a ton of money.
Did y'all like read any or like see any reviews about it at all? Of like how like overwhelmingly like weird it was that they didn't emote.
It's hard to like listen to critics when your movie's making $1 billion. You know,
I guess
the money's there, so you follow the money. But that's the thing, like, and that's why I'm not necessarily really actually that interested. I'll preface this. you bring up the story. You're talking about they're making a sequel. You got to also talk about the fact that Barry Jenkins is in line right now to direct it.
Yeah.
That is what interests me. Not the sequel to the live-action Lion King, because I could leave that all day. But the fact that they got Barry Jenkins is coming in, and from what it looks like on Twitter, he seems very excited about the project.
I would actually be really excited to see what he does with it.
And the fact that he's very excited about the project kind of gets me a little bit more excited, or at least interested, because I know that Jon Favreau was very interested and excited about the project when he started it.
Yeah.
And the technology that they more or less invented or really utilized to a great extent within that turned around and helped bring us The Mandalorian on Disney Plus, which is a fantastic show.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you're looking at that technology and you're going, okay, well, if we have another director who's like super excited about this project, super excited about what they could do with it, what further advancements are we going to get from this? What else could this spawn and bring apart? I don't necessarily know if I really care about Lion King 2 live action, but
Yeah, Garth is about to yell at you in the chat again.
the people
It's not live action.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing
Realistic CGI.
That's what I'm doing. It's photorealistic animation. And that's just being honest. That's what it is. I know this is not to get political again, but the Lion King live action really wasn't live action.
Dude, if that's what you think is political, don't turn on the TV right now.
I don't know. Is this thing still going on?
Anyways, so like I'm kind of curious as to, they're doing Lion King 2. Is this going to essentially be a live action remake of the Lion King 2 that was released on video? Are we not doing a live action yeah, I know I'm calling it live action just to separate them, but
just go with it.
are we not doing a live action remake of like Lion King 1.5? Because I kind of want to see that too, like all of Timon's family.
I don't think we're doing that.
Yeah.
I don't think we're doing a live action 1.5.
Yeah. Oh, Malcolm saying, I just hope that it's an original story and not a remake of Simba's Pride. That's what I was saying. Like, I don't think they're gonna remake Simba's Pride. I think it probably is an original story, which that is what I would think. That's what has me intrigued on this.
Yeah, and that's what's interesting, because now Disney is once again taking a property and saying what has existed before, what has come before, is now going to be referred to as legends, and now this is the true canon. This is the true canon that we're going. Your animated Lion King, what happened there is no longer canon. This is now Lion King. I'm just making that.
They learned something from Marvel when they picked up the MCU.
Well, no, I'm talking about Star Wars.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not what they're doing. I am interested to see, if they do kind of take it in a completely different direction, do a completely whole new story with it. Fine, that's cool. I'll check it out. But otherwise, I can leave a sequel to this movie. I know we were really excited about the live action Lion King to begin with, because it looked good.
Yeah.
And it looked like it was going to be great. The problem is that you sit there, and as we covered before, and I've said this before, I was all ready to cry again when Mufasa's death scene came, because I was ready for someone to be like, Dad, oh, Daddy, no, Daddy, Dad, no. And his face looked like a lion cub that was like,
no, Dad, don't.
no. He didn't emote, and that's the problem with that movie. Is in the original animated, you got the feels, you got the sadness.
He had the ears tucked back, the eyes were like huge. Like he had tears swelling up, and like, Dad, like you had the look just like that, like I just did. You had that in an animated face. And you've connected with it because you recognize human expression in an animated form, and you're like, that looks like how I ugly cry or whatever. So that's, people connected with that, and that's where they got like,
yeah. So if they continue on the same lines and they don't fix that for this sequel, then it's going to be more of the okay, cool.
But unless they do something really amazing with the story, I could potentially. There were a couple of times during this one that I was able to like, okay, I'm following along with the story. I don't necessarily need like any real form of expression on their face, but
Sure, if they do something like really cool with their story, with the story that doesn't necessarily involve needing to emote, then sure, I'm on board. But
yeah.
otherwise,
But I'm eager to see what Barry Jenkins can do, especially because he almost didn't win the Oscar for Best Picture, and then he won it.
And then he won it, yeah.
For Moonlight. So that was I'm anxious to see what he could do with that.
Real quick, we got a Streamlab from JJ Windward. He said, "Hey guys, I'm putting a straight up horror list together for October and looking for suggestions. Can I get one each? Could be your favorite, a classic, a deep dive, anything." Are we talking about just horror, or are we talking about like thrillers also? Because there's like thrillers that are on the list that I like, but again, horror is not my forte. So you get Out or Us from me.
The ones I will always recommend, like I'll recommend like the Evil Dead movies because those are some of my favorites. Like if I want to go deep dive though, one of the ones I watched and I was not expecting to like it at all whatsoever because it just looked like it was going to be way too stupid to be interesting or entertaining was Basket Case. I love Basket Case. Like there's 3 of them, and all 3 of those movies, like I literally sat down and watched all 3 like in a row one day.
Yeah.
I had nothing to do. I just cleared through all 3 of them, and all 3 of them were essentially the movie equivalent to a page turner. Like I just wanted to keep watching what was going on because
is that the one where like he had a brother or what?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I saw some stuff about that one. I was like,
The first one, like, it involves this guy. He had a Siamese twin brother that was cut off, and he carries around the Siamese twin brother that looks like some, like, lumpy demon goo thing, like, in a basket. And
have you ever seen a blobfish?
yeah, pretty much. And, like, this lumpy goo brother, he goes around killing people. And at some points, like in the first movie, they actually use like stop motion animation, and it looks so terrible, but it's so much fun to watch.
See, now that's the kind of horror movie that I could be completely okay with watching, except that I would just feel like that's a waste of my time.
No, that one was. So here's the thing, like kind of like we watched The Stuff, and you saw how stupid The Stuff was.
Yeah, and if we weren't watching it for the Patreon, it would have been a waste of my time.
Possibly, but I mean, unless you were actually inebriated, that's a fun like gather some friends and we're like, hey, we're gonna watch a really stupid movie. Y'all down for this? Cool.
I mean, I guess you can put a room in there too.
I feel like Basket Case is almost like that, but it's not quite as stupid. It actually is a good watchable movie, and then it's got 2 others. So yeah, I highly recommend that. Another one that a lot of people I know have not necessarily seen that I recommend is Sleepaway Camp. It's got a great ending, and if you don't know the ending, this is one of those. If y'all do not know the ending since Sleepaway Camp, if it's been out since the 80s, if you have not stumbled upon the ending on accident, as soon as we're done tonight, go find where it's streaming at and watch it. And don't let anyone spoil it for you, because that's one of those like The Sixth Sense. Like, it's going to be a really good ending if you don't know it.
Yeah. And I actually do have another recommendation. If for a good like horror, something good to watch that's horrifying, you can watch tonight's presidential debate.
That was a good place for that.
I thought you were about to stick in like some canned like laugh track or something.
No, I actually should probably add that as I should add a sound effect for that on there.
You made another reference to the debate. It's not getting old.
Nope.
Anyway, what's next on the agenda?
Well, I'm trying to see if I had anything else, like any other horror movies rated on here.
I think we covered it. You got enough for both of us.
And I don't know how to necessarily use that thing.
Phone?
No, I know how to use my phone. I don't know how to quickly get like information that I'm trying to extrapolate from Letterboxd. So,
gotcha.
By the way, if y'all want to follow me on Letterboxd, my Letterboxd is down in the description. His is somewhere out there.
I still need to work on it and put stuff together on it.
Yeah. Other news. Some of this was announced. Was it yesterday? And then some more of it was announced today. And I need to pull up exactly what it is.
Uh-huh.
Because I don't have this memorized at all. And I'm probably not going to have this memorized. This is going to be interesting when it comes.
You're talking about the name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where do I get to it? I don't know.
Have y'all seen this name?
His name's Borat.
Wow, is very nice.
I almost feel like showing the picture of him and then playing a sound clip of him is probably gonna like get our stream shut down. They're like, okay, that's close enough to.
Wait, put his face back up. Oh no! Oh, mustache! Oh,
Meow.
meow. It's a very meow.
It's a very meow. Jeez. So they announced the title to the sequel. So
So ridiculous.
was it last week? Last week we were talking about how they filmed one.
Yeah,
They
'cause
filmed a Borat
He
movie.
was in our thumbnail last week, and he's in our thumbnail this week.
I know. We're just gonna start sticking Borat in all of our thumbnails.
Which is a hilarious idea, but I don't know if I agree to doing that.
Yeah. So they announced the title for this movie, and apparently,
Wah wah wee woo wah.
yeah, that makes way too much sense. This one was apparently called Borat: Gift of Pornographic Monkey to Vice Premier Mikhail Pence to make benefit recently diminished nation of Kazakhstan. What?
It's pure poetry.
Absolutely.
Pure poetry. What is
which-
a pornographic monkey?
I don't ask. Just don't know.
I think we're gonna find out that answer and more when you watch that movie.
God, I hope not.
Oh, you will. Oh, you will.
So this they also announced that apparently it's coming out on Amazon Prime late next month, so late towards the end of October.
So you're gonna find out that answer very quick.
Yeah. So it's very interesting. Reading up on this, apparently this movie was filmed like the split second that restrictions were lifted. I guess they were in California or wherever. I know they flew around the U.S. filming this one again like they did the first one. But the second that restrictions were lifted this past summer, they immediately took off and started filming this, like rapid fire filming. Because the idea was to have this movie filmed, edited, and pushed out for release right before Election Day.
And that is hilarious.
Yeah.
Awful, but hilarious.
I mean, I understand, like, you're going at it from a point of view of, like, let's say you run a movie YouTube channel.
What is that? That's nonsense.
Say
Ridiculous.
like you run, I don't know, let's call like Honest Trailers or CinemaSins, and there's a live action version of Mulan coming out, and there's not a pandemic. Typically, you would plan ahead and go, oh, hey, there's a live action Mulan. Right the Tuesday or so, right before the live action Mulan comes out, that would be a good time to do a CinemaSins of the animated Mulan.
Hypothetically, this is something that would have been done months ago.
Honest Trailer Mulan, yeah. So this would be something that you're like, hey, this is a really good time to do something of this subject right before. I don't know if they originally had planned like, hey, let's do a Borat 2 and get it released right before Election Day, and then the pandemic hit, and they're like, well, I don't know how we're gonna film this, so I guess we're all just gonna like sit here on like a NOS Fast and Furious gas tank, and the second they let us go, we hit the button and we just go. Like, is that what they did?
I don't know. So here's the thing: you if you watch the first one, you watch the first Borat. You look at the way it's filmed. Obviously, they're going to do it the same way.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be shot the same exact way and everything. That's a crew of him and like what 3-4 other people.
Yeah.
So there you have maybe 5 people tops, and they're probably actually able to shoot this thing within a month. And of course, you're probably rotating out a couple of those people depending on where you're going, how you're doing it.
They might have had like people, because again, they still traveled across the U.S. to film this, so they may have had people of certain cameramen probably didn't go the whole time.
No.
They might have had cameramen that met them at various locations.
But either way, I mean, you're looking at like maybe a month tops filming,
Yeah.
if that long.
And then quickly editing all that together and
then
getting
you
it all done.
Yeah, and then you're turning around and you're getting that thing edited within like 2.5 months or so.
Yeah.
Good to go. So yeah, I mean, like, how much was the budget on the first one? It wasn't high. I imagine the budget on this one's not high either. So
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, why wouldn't you try to knock it out and like, hey, at the beginning of summer, I bet we could have this done and ready to go right before the election.
The budget of the first one, it looks like, is estimated at $18 million. So,
Yeah.
I mean, and probably most of that went to Pamela Anderson to get her to be a part of this movie.
Maybe. I mean, you look at that, most of that budget's going to the talent, the on-screen talent at that point.
Yeah. Very interesting that this is going to be coming out at the end of next month. I'm eager to see how good it's actually going to be, because typically when you talk about movies with a rush production like that, and again, going back like I was saying, that the idea is that they either quickly get this filmed and edit it and get it out right before Election Day now, or they wait another 4 years and then do it before the election. But, I mean, who wants to watch, like, Borat in another 4 years? I'm surprised they're doing this one now. I thought they were, like, Sacha Baron Cohen was over and done with playing the Borat character. But yeah. I'm intrigued by the premise on this, that now not only is he recognized, but so is Borat. So now Borat who's a disguise, has to be in disguise.
He's a dude disguised as a dude.
Playing another dude.
Dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. That's the order.
AJ Lancaster says, I'm intrigued by this. They're going to need at least $70 million for special effects. Don't ask, but it'll be worth it.
It's because Borat has to go underneath a disguise, so they have to put the mustache on him, and then they're going to use $70 million to CGI the mustache off his face and give him that Henry Cavill Superman baby mouth.
Yeah. I could probably, like, edit, like, pictures of us with that mouth, too.
Please don't.
Oh, I will.
No.
Garth is saying, bringing up Pamela Anderson, call back to Proud Papa Kevin Smets, who was in an episode of Baywatch. Coke.
Oh, got it. Yeah, nailed it.
He was in an episode of Baywatch. Wait, what episode of Baywatch was Kevin Smets in? We need to find this episode.
Oh, was that the episode of Baywatch where they did like a Newsies episode?
Sure.
Y'all know what episode I'm talking about, right?
I've never watched Baywatch.
No,
I know the opening, but that's all I've seen is just the opening. You're like, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so interesting.
AJ Lancaster was saying about the special effects. Don't ask, but it'll be worth it. And Garth says CGI pornographic monkeys.
Hashtag
Iron Borat.
I don't know about this monkey business. I don't know about this monkey business.
Yeah.
I know what I just said. That's okay.
That's fantastic.
What's the next story?
Next story. Disney has announced that they're pushing
A lot of things.
Yeah, they keep announcing it. In fact, like, Disney just never shuts its mouth. It's just always open talking about stuff.
Disney, can you like take a break for like a month?
Yeah.
No, please don't. We would have nothing to talk about then if you did.
Pretty much. That's like 90% of this channel right now is, hey, what's Disney doing? We should actually create like a graphic that just pops up and says, what is Disney doing?
The more you know. Ding, ding, ding.
What Disney is doing.
Shills.
They announced that they pushed D23 back to 2022. And a major reason for that was to celebrate the 100 years of Disney.
I guess. I mean, what do you want to hit? Do you want to hit the 100-year, or do you want to... If you do that, you're going to miss the opportunity of... Let's have D2023.
I know.
Come on, guys. It's right there. It's right there. And who knows what's happening in 2022 at this point? It's right there. Just push it to 2023.
2022 is the second sequel to 2020.
Oh, don't put that evil on us, Ricky Bobby.
You take that evil back, Ricky Bobby.
Take that evil back, Ricky Bobby.
Oh, so apparently it's going to be held at the Anaheim Convention Center, which is a fantastic convention center.
I've been there.
Yeah,
Twice.
a couple of times. Yeah, great convention center. I don't know why we're hyping up the convention
It's
center.
right across the street from Disney.
Oh, yeah, that does kind of make sense. They could just grab, like, all their Disney things, run them over there. You know, honestly...
U-Haul. Just everybody just grab an armload and just run across the street.
Honestly, come to think of it, they probably can get, like, a lot of the costumes and, like, props and stuff that they would use from Disneyland, just run them right there across the street to the convention center. I bet you it's really cheap doing that.
Which cast member wants to take their day off and instead go play their character over across the street instead?
I mean, if I was someone who was a cast member at Disneyland, like constantly dressing up in that costume, like out in the heat with all the little sweaty, snotty kids, like, can I get a picture with you? I'd be like, can I just go over to sweaty kids? Ew. Can I just go over to the convention center and just be around a bunch of sweaty adults?
I'll go ride the escalator up and down in the convention center because they got those big AC vents that are just blasting on you when you're like riding the escalator up and down.
I love those vents.
That's right. We've devolved into what kind of air vents do you like? The ones at the Anaheim Convention Center on the escalator are fantastic.
Yeah. Malcolm and Sam, surprised that they didn't try to do a virtual D23 similar to the DC fandom. The thing is the DC fandom event, I think, was like the first real idea anyone had. I think...
And they killed it, too.
Yeah, they did. The stuff that was happening before, like the Comic-Con at home, that was when we were still like pretty much in the early stages of like, hey, we're not going to be able to do anything. Like, if you follow the order of progression, for example, South by Southwest didn't happen at all.
They did like some kind of like Amazon releases for certain
at the end of April. At the end of April, they're like, we're just going to release some of these movies that we're going to premiere at South by on Amazon. Just go Amazon, go watch it. That's it. No fanfare, no nothing. Then you had the Comic-Con at home, which they just released like a couple of videos, and that was about it.
Yeah, it wasn't a whole lot. Maybe like a couple like panels or something.
Yeah,
done virtually.
I can't remember if anyone else did anything or tried to do anything. But then you jump ahead to the DC fandom. By that point, they're like, okay, you know what? We're still stuck in this pandemic.
This is where life is at.
This is what we're going to do.
What happened was I think they looked at those situations earlier on and they said like, okay, under the idea that we're probably not going to be able to do any kind of like actual like live event, how do we create an event virtually that feels like you're at a live event?
Yeah.
And they did just that. Disney has all the money and all the ability in the world to know that that's coming and to be able to gear stuff around that. The problem with them is that they also don't know necessarily when they want to announce things because they have a lot of things that should be coming or should have already come.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It makes sense. It makes sense that they want to push it off. Obviously, they don't want to do it next year because what's the point? We also don't know at what point next year these kinds of events will be able to take place. We assume they will be able to take place next year, but we just don't know when yet. Especially with everyone's talking about like life returning to normal in quarter 3 of 2021. So we'll see about that, but it makes sense though. Like, hey, you got the 100th year anniversary coming up. Let's just do it all then. Because I think they also are doing Star Wars Celebration back to back with it. I believe one is in August, the other one's in September. Usually they alternate years on those two events, but it looks like they're going to do them back to back in 2022. At probably both of the Anaheim Convention Center at this point.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. It'll be a nice back to back August, September of just a mess of Disney news happening. So 2022 is going to look pretty good for this channel, apparently.
Yeah.
I'm calling the shot now.
Well, I mean, we got a lot to go through. So, yeah, that's going to be an amazing event if they're able to pull off, like, just the big celebration of 100 years.
Yeah. Disney.
Yeah.
Shills. Or I wish.
Yeah, if they were paying us that Disney money.
Man, I wish I was getting some Disney money.
So, anyways.
I ain't got no worries.
I feel like we talk about Disney way too much on this channel. Just way too much. We really need to scale back on that. Anyways, moving on to the next story. It was announced by Disney that they're going to do a Samuel L. Jackson,
I tried to hold a straight face.
Nick Fury show on Disney Plus.
No, Nick Fury, no.
Okay.
No.
It doesn't quite work there.
It does. It scratched his eye out.
That's funny though. Like, I was actually trying to find this image, and I was like worried. I was like, when I typed it up, I thought I typed in like Nick Furry.
Oh no. Wait, is that your cat?
That's Lola.
That's your cat.
So for those of y'all wondering, every time we talk about the cat meowing, that's the cat right there.
Oh, look at her.
Look at little Lola. She's so cute.
Is that a vacuum? What is that?
It's a lamp.
It's a lamp.
But she's all bright-eyed and wonders and looking out the window. Anyways, this isn't like
Cat of Fanatics.
Cat of Fanatics. Anyways, I just figured that showing a cat helps bring people to the channel. And
I'm watching the replay, and she's on the replay now.
oh, she's so
look
good.
at
Wait,
her.
she's on the replay?
No, on the.
On the
I'm
down
watching-
here. Oh yeah.
I got this up too. Oh.
So, anyways, they're
Wait,
Dis-
rewind. Bring her back.
yeah. Stop talking and just show pictures of the cat the whole time. So they're doing a Nick Fury show on Disney Plus.
That's very fascinating because, like, you heard talk like back in the earlier stages of the MCU that this actor signed on for this many movies and this actor signed on for this many movies, and then later on, this actor re-signed for a few more movies. Well, Samuel L. Jackson, had like, I want to say that he had like 8 or 9 movies that he was signed on for. But
Which
now,
I lost count how many of them he's actually done.
yeah, I don't know if he's even like re-signed to be on that yet. But you look at the situation now, it's like, apparently he's re-signed on for a whole show, a whole Disney Plus show. That's a little bit more than 8 or 9 movies. That's like a couple seasons of a few episodes. Are you done drinking that yet? Anyway, so that's, I mean, I'm not opposed to all of these Marvel shows.
Yeah.
Which is funny enough to say because
We haven't gotten any of them yet, so who knows?
it's true. It's true. Like WandaVision's first out the gate, and we'll see how that goes to kind of determine whether or not I'm going to be interested in any of the rest of them. But you look at this, feels, we're talking about, we got WandaVision, we got Falcon Winter Soldier, we've got a Hawkeye show coming. We've got
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. We got they had a logo for it. We have the What If series is happening. We have a Loki show. We have a Miss Marvel show is in the works. A She-Hulk show
She-Hulk.
is in the works. And now you're talking about a Nick Fury show also. And I'm sure there's like maybe 1 or 2 others I'm forgetting about or something. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, I'm down. Give it all to me. I'll watch it all.
Yeah.
But this is
Just not all at once,
this
please.
is the same individual that has had no interest in watching any of the Arrowverse stuff over on CW.
Yeah, well, and there's a thing, like, I think we've seen like a level of production quality. If you were big into, like, say, the DCEU movies, if you really loved, like, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, all the DCEU movies, with the same amount of passion that you have for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, then if the Arrowverse TV series were based off the DCEU, you'd probably be more inclined to watch those.
Absolutely, yeah.
But the thing is like, you watch Arrowverse, I've watched like a couple of things here and there, and it's not really snapping or holding my attention too well. And I'm a big DC fan. I definitely am not favoring like Marvel over DC in any of my discussions.
But unless Disney wants to send us a check.
Yeah.
Disney chills.
Yeah. But like, the quality of the movies have not been as good as Marvel. The quality of the TV shows have not been as good as Marvel. Well, I mean,
you say that, but there really hasn't been any Marvel shows yet that are necessarily
compare
that are actually like full on connected to the universe.
Yeah, I would say for right now you have to compare them to like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Daredevil.
and the Netflix shows. But we will be comparing them to essentially
But see,
these
that's
MCU shows.
That's a fair comparison, though, because while I really liked Daredevil and all the rest of the Netflix Marvel shows, I very quickly lost interest in. I can't tell you how many.
That's true.
All of them, I don't know. I think Daredevil's the only one that I watched both seasons. Did they get to a season 3? I can't even remember, honestly.
I can't remember.
I started watching the second season of Jessica Jones and just never finished it. I never watched the second season of Luke Cage or
I think
Iron Fist.
I made it through Defenders, and I think I stopped somewhere
I
like
watched Defenders, yeah.
I think I stopped somewhere like in the middle of like Punisher, his show,
But
and that
that's
was
the
about
thing,
it.
Is like after Defenders kind of went, whoop.
Yeah, Defenders really killed it.
And I was like, okay, I'm not really interested. You guys aren't doing anything like interesting enough to me with these shows. It's just like, hey, what if we have Marvel's characters, but they're a little grittier than we can do in the movies? I was like, okay, cool, great.
But they really didn't make them that much grittier on the Netflix shows either. I was
It's a little bit
potentially
more violent than the movies get.
yeah, but I was looking for like a little more like closer to R-rated type of like street level.
They definitely did a lot more on Netflix than they did in the movies. I mean, there was a whole part in Jessica Jones where what's her name, that was her friend, was getting some action underneath the sheets.
Well, that was a weird way to put that.
Yeah, I'm trying to be just. I don't.
Wow, is very nice.
Meow. Anyway, so what I'm saying is they were definitely more, but I think that's the comparison though, the CW is because I watched Smallville. I enjoyed Smallville. I tried to watch a few episodes of Arrow, just never was interested. I watched like maybe an episode of what's the group of them with Adam and Legends of Tomorrow. I think I watched like an episode or two of that because my roommate at the time was watching them. I just never cared. I never really cared about any of them, even when they were doing like the big like multiverse stuff. And I watched the clip of Tom Welling, his appearance in the Crisis on Infinite Earth, and I was like, cool, there's Tom Welling. He didn't do anything. So like,
he had some fun snarky bits with Lex, but
yeah. So for the most part, like that's been the comparison for me. That's kind of been like the big like TV universe that they built out was over on the CW for DC, and just never really cared that much about it. I think what Marvel has at their disposal now with Disney and Disney Plus is that they have a certain number of seasons that they're going to do this for. They're all already tied into the movies. These are all extra stories beyond just the movies.
Mm-hmm.
So we already know these characters. We already know and love these characters. And on top of that, they're in, they're out. They're gonna be quick. I bring up, say, for instance, the talk around the potential Obi-Wan series that's happening here, where it's like 4 episodes, maybe an hour long each, and it's done. I can see them doing the same thing, where it's only going to be a couple seasons for each of these series, and then they're in and out and they're done. So, that's the thing. I think that. I don't know. I think they're announcing a lot. They're announcing a lot of shows for the Disney Plus service, but I'm kind of right now. I'm still in the position where I'll watch all these. You got to stagger them, of course.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna. If you release here's 10 new series to watch, and I can watch them all in my own time, that's fine. I'm still not gonna do that because that's a lot of content to try to take in at one time.
Yeah. Real quick, Camshaft saying that your audio and voice is not as strong as me. I just made an adjustment, so let us know if that sounds a little bit better.
Yeah, it's got to be on the box because I mean the mic is as close to my face as
we knew going into the stream tonight that his audio has been like a little bit lower typically, so we tried making some adjustments before we started tonight. So
also, I'm not as boisterous with my voice necessarily as you are.
I have a loud radio voice.
I mean, I can if I want. I just don't feel like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm using every single bit of energy I have left today is right here in my throat.
Chris
coming
is
out.
a curmudgeon tonight.
Yeah. Well.
Speaking of curmudgeons, have you seen the presidential debate?
Wow.
Wow, wow, wee, wow.
Yeah, I'm not hitting that again.
That's what Borat said.
Uh-huh.
That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense. Anyways, before we lose all of our viewers, let's talk about something else.
It's not going to happen. It would have happened already.
So apparently all of the movies that were still slated to open this year have all said, nope, see ya. And they're all taking off. Which is interesting. So given, again, typically we would like to be able to talk about box office breakdown from this past weekend. But
Tenet's
again,
still number one, and it made like $3 million more.
Like we said last week,
There you go. Did it.
no new movies really, and they've all gone up just a wee bit amount.
Oh, just a wee bit.
So, and that's what other studios are looking at now. They're like, okay, well, you threw like big box office movies like Tenet, technically New Mutants. You threw those out there. I mean, as big a box office as you could get right now.
Sure.
you threw these movies out there, and they're performing well given the current situation we're in, but they're not doing as good as they like originally wanted it to be.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of them are like, yeah, let's just wait a little bit longer for movie theaters to be caught back up, for people to be more okay with it. The problem is if you, again, as we talked about in like previous episodes a long time ago, it's pretty much a triangle. Movie studios, audience, and theaters. If one of those is not participating, the other two pretty much aren't going to participate either. This was the prime example of that. So movie studios have said, okay, we're going to send y'all, restrictions are lightening up, we're going to send y'all some movies. Theater said, cool, we're going to open up. Audiences said, pass.
Nope.
Nope. And
Oh, that's cute. You guys can do whatever you want.
We're not gonna be there.
we're still not going to go. So therefore, now the studios are like, oh, so we're not making any money. So since the audiences aren't coming, we're just going to move our movies.
We're going to move our movies to later on. Maybe it'll be safer for audiences to go, and they'll feel comfortable doing that.
So now you've got no audience. You've got no movies from the studio.
And theaters are like,
There's the third person on this triangle. Theaters are like, nope. So they're going to start closing back up again.
I mean, potentially.
There's no movies to show unless
There's no new movies.
unless everyone wants to watch like E.T. and Jaws over
Yeah.
and over again, and any other Spielberg movie I could think up off the top of my head real quick on an instant.
I mean, that's your option, because like right now, like what's the earliest our next new release, our next big new release? I mean, I know there's like small releases here and there.
So you've got
Isn't like James Bond? Did they push Bond?
James Bond looks like it's James Bond and Soul. It looks like are the
Which-
only ones, and Soul I believe is about to move.
Soul is tentatively about to go to Disney Plus.
Looks like No Time to Die and Soul, as of right now, are still holding on to November 20th. But like it definitely looks like Soul is like one like quick pen stroke away from just being on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if No Time to Die is potentially going to move. They might wait just another month or so for that one. Other than that, I mean, right now we're looking at Free Guy is still scheduled for December 11th when it was originally supposed to come out in July. Coming to America and I guess Dune are unchanged. I could have sworn I heard Dune got pushed back.
There's rumors going that Dune was going to get pushed back.
That Dune is about to be. Wonder Woman has been pushed back.
Indefinitely.
Is that one indefinitely? Because this thing I'm looking at is saying December 25th.
Oh, well, it might be. It might be December 25th that they're pushing that one then. I thought I heard they're going, well, you know, we're just going to hold on to it and we'll make another decision later.
I'm trying to see. I know they were talking about Black Widow. I don't know where it went on here. Candyman I guess is pushed back sometime into 2021.
Yeah.
French Dispatch is being pushed sometime. It looks like you got like Antlers is being pushed to February. Kingsman is being pushed to February. Ghostbusters is out in March. Morbius is out in March.
See, and even still, like, I don't know.
There's Black Widow was pushed to May of next year.
Yeah, Black Widow is May, and I believe they're actually putting Shang-Chi in the fall of next year. Or, no, Shang-Chi is supposed to be summer next year, and then Eternals is fall. So kind of shifting some things around there, too.
Man, next year is going to be packed.
It is.
Because, I mean, what's funny is now we're at the point where next summer kind of looks like what this summer was supposed to be.
And that's exactly true. Save your tenant. Yeah.
Black Widow. You got Godzilla vs. Kong. Spiral.
Yeah.
In the Heights. Venom. Venom, Let There Be Carnage. So, Top Gun Maverick.
Such a terrible name.
There's Shang-Chi, and the Ten Rings is July.
Yeah.
Minions. Oh, yeah. That Rise of Gru, that still hasn't come out yet. Or how about this one even worse?
I done forgot about that.
Jungle Cruise. still hasn't come out.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Wow, there's a lot of these that are just pushed. So next year we're looking at, if everything goes well, you got Black Widow in May, Shang-Chi, what did I say? Shang-Chi was going to be July. And then you got Eternals is November.
So here's the thing. Again, we're talking about this. Right now the talk is that a virus. I keep doing that. A vaccine. It's the other V word that's related to virus. Vaccine is earliest apparently supposed to be available come, say, like April.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So that means the earliest that we start feeling a little bit okay again is by sometime in May. So you got a lot of movies right now that are still pushed to the first half of this next year, and even those might still get pushed again. So I don't know. Malcolm's asking, is the Venom 2 title better or worse than the Borat 2 title? It's much worse. It's worse. The Borat 2 title is just hilarious.
Yeah, that one's funny. I think the Venom title is someone's like, okay, the villain's name is Carnage. What can we do?
Let there be carnage. Let there be carnage.
That's like your nerdy Conan O'Brien impression.
That's my impression of nerdy Conan O'Brien.
Whenever he does that.
Let there be carnage.
Yeah, we did the finger thing at the same time. For those of y'all listening on audio, the finger thing that we did at the same time
I hurt myself.
is not what you think it was.
I hurt myself doing the finger thing. No. I didn't hurt my finger. I hurt my throat doing the finger thing. Don't worry about it.
Oof. Good Lord.
I was doing a voice also. At the same
Family
time.
friendly channel, dude.
I was doing a voice at the same time. That's why my throat hurts. Anyway,
And West Side Story has been pushed back a year too. Huh.
I hope things. I mean, like anybody does, I hope things start looking better real soon. But again, that's something that I think that we were all saying back in April of this year. We're going into October. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? So,
Yeah, Malcolm is also a callback to the end credit scene at the end of Venom. Yeah. And that's the thing too, is I'm still not a fan of Woody Harrelson as Cletus Cassidy.
awful casting choice.
That is just terrible. He looked like Ronald McDonald, and I know a lot of people say that, but
Just bad.
I feel like I really have to be vocal about it because Venom and Carnage are like two of my favorite comic book characters. I love the symbiotes. And I was pleasantly surprised by Venom. I thought it was going to be pretty much impossible to make a good movie about Venom without introducing it through Spider-Man, like Spider-Man 3 was trying to do and failed. But at least they kind of had like some of the idea of how to introduce the symbiote and the Eddie Brock, Peter Parker Spider-Man dynamic. They at least had some of that down. Not to the extent of the comics, but I'm surprised how the Venom movie got away with it all.
I'm just saying, why would you go Woody Harrelson when Jackie Earle Haley still exists? Now, granted, I get that Jackie Earle Haley's getting a little bit too old for the character, possibly, but if that's the case, then I would argue, and I would throw this one out there, why not Dan Stevens?
Dan Stevens would have been good. I mean, if you go look at what he did on Legion.
Right?
Yeah, Dan Stevens would have been a fantastic...
I should be a casting agent.
Yeah. So let's cast, in this end time, let's cast a Carnage movie. Oh, wait, we just did. Never mind.
Got it. Nailed it.
Yeah. Let's see. How much Netflix originals will you have in your top 10 2020 movies
I have to go
this
back
year?
and catch up on a few in order to make that.
I know one
distinction.
that's not going to be in there.
Which one?
The one about the little oranges.
Oh, I'm blanking so hard.
Okay. Well, we're just going to pass on this subject altogether.
Okay, cool.
I don't know about Netflix original movies. I know Hulu with like Palm Springs.
Oh, I got you now. Yeah,
Oh,
we're
Palm
just
Springs?
we're just gonna move. Yeah, okay. It's not about little oranges.
Oh,
Anyway, yeah, Palm Springs.
Palm Springs was really good. HBO Max had an American Pickle. So, I mean, aside from Netflix, like there are some really good original movies on streaming services this year.
American Pickle was delightful.
Absolutely. But I'm going to be kind of like a little anxious to see how this is going to play out for the Oscars, because right now Sonic has a clear sweep of the entire Academy Awards, and I'm kind of down for it.
Not true. The way back exists.
Oh, okay.
But I'm very interested in seeing how the Oscars are going to play out, because there's not really a whole lot of movies that are being released.
It's just going to be one giant, massive show.
Well played. Anyway, I don't know what I'm anywaying to. I don't know where we're at in this conversation, but
so kind of like what the thumbnail was saying for this is, how does this channel look going forward? Because here's the thing, like when we created this channel, the idea was, we kind of build it up with like movie reviews and trailer reactions, which is what we started with.
It's what's gotten us most of our subscribers.
Trailer reactions, for anyone doing a YouTube channel, the trailer reactions is
key.
That's your key thing. Trailer reactions are what people want to see. That gives them a little bit of sliver of, they want to see like your reaction, to see if your reaction matches theirs. Yeah. And that gives people watching just a little bit of like insight as to who you are as a person.
Do I like these guys? Do I trust their opinion?
Yeah, and then that's how they're hitting the subscribe button. By the way, if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button. But it's doing something like trailer reactions is what has really helped our channel grow with that. It's doing trailer reactions. A big one that I would say goes hand in hand with trailer reactions is knowing the tags. When you do YouTube videos, tagging your trailer reaction is the...
This is turning on to a YouTube 101.
How to do YouTube.
How to do a YouTube channel.
Tagging those videos
He's still going.
is number one priority. I feel like, was it the crazy Russian dude that does the science experiment? Tagging YouTube is number one priority. Welcome to my laboratory.
In Soviet Russia, YouTube tags you.
That's actually how he sounds. I'm not making fun of him or anything. He actually sounds, and he's awesome. I love his experiments.
Oh, and our Russian audience just turned off.
Okay. Anyways, that's the key thing, and that was what we did when we first started, was trailer reactions, movie reviews. And there aren't any.
Yeah, no.
We got a little bit there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
there were movies that came out, and there were trailers to react to.
Yeah, a few little. That's sure.
And this channel jumped like about 120, 130 subscribers.
Thank you, DC Fandom.
Yeah, DC Fandom and Dune. We have to thank for all of that.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it was nice because like pretty much all of our ability, we don't have the time to put into doing other things that we want to do with this channel quite yet. I know there's other ways we can build up audience and create more content, stuff that I want to do, but unfortunately, like, I work full time. He works a lot of the time.
Nice.
So we just don't have the time to create that yet.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, it's there's a lot of plans in place. There's a lot of ideas and stuff in place. So as far as like, does the channel survive with no movies coming out? The answer is yes. I mean, you look at a bunch of other movie channels, and they all do things that keep themselves afloat. We haven't even touched on doing like content of like past movies and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
That there's a whole like farm of like content possible there. So it's just a matter of what do we want to make time for? What do we think is actually going to be successful for the channel? Because right now, like, as we're building the channel, it's all about what do we think is going to be successful on the channel, with a little bit of what do we actually want to do mixed in, because it's our channel. It's about what we want to do. But for the most part, you're looking at earning the ability to have the luxury to essentially do whatever we want on this channel.
Yeah.
Not there yet, but.
So as time moves on, we'll get more of the ability to create more content.
Time rolls on.
If you look like back in our history, we've tried like various things here and there, and usually I will do something
deep in the inner recesses of Cinefanatics.
I'll do something just to kind of gauge where our audience is. Like, can I release a video of like just random movie something or another, and are people going to watch it? And sometimes I've seen good reception on it, sometimes not. So that's why I'm like trying to slowly build into this. So we are, I would say we're in a very good upswing right now. And we've got a good, loyal fan base. Those of y'all watching right now, for example.
Pretty much everybody in the chat here has been a really good friend and supporter to us. So
something like that. We're starting to get more and more of like people that we know building this community. So that is where we're trying to head for now, is to take what we have and just try to build upon that. That being said, those of y'all, again, y'all watching, y'all coming here for Tagline, for Replay, for everything we do, thank you very much. Please continue to help support by like, say, retweeting or just sending like tweets out of whatever we're doing. Help us build this thing, because kind of like we were saying, at the end of the day, is this channel going to survive? You were like, yeah, it's going to survive. I'm going to put a little more definitive stamp on it. It's going to survive. It will survive because I say so. So I don't know. Like, I want to be confident in this. We're going to build this. It will grow. It will grow. Anyways.
Okay, so yeah, no, we can sit here all day and kind of like harp on like, here's plans, there's those, you've got these plans. For the most part, if you're not already on our Patreon, get there. You're gonna want to start hopping on that, because right now we have some ideas. Things are gonna shift around in tiers. New things are gonna come. There's gonna be more tiers available here pretty soon. New ways that you can connect with us. New things that you can check out and hang out with us on. And you talked about like community earlier. One of the things we really want to do here on this channel is there's a couple different communities that we're a part of. Obviously, there's a YouTube community, which we have a loose hand in because we're on YouTube and we're creating content on YouTube. But the Schmodown community that we've gotten the blessing of being a part of also, and what have you, is kind of the larger community that a lot of the fan base and a lot of what we do is kind of coming from right now. But on top of that, there are other channels and other individuals within these communities who are kind of holding out and creating their own like mini community based around what it is that they do, the content that they want to create and whatnot. And that's what you're going to end up finding here pretty soon, is we're going to start building a all-around flat-out movie-loving community is going to be coming from the Cinefanatics. So that's something you're going to want to tune into. That's why I say, like, hop on that Patreon here pretty soon, because there's going to be some stuff that's going to be made available to you here pretty soon as we start rolling out ideas and start kind of nailing down exactly what it is that we're doing at each tier.
I'm gonna say even at the $1 tier.
The $1 tier is going to be a great entry point, because we're going to start doing stuff at the $1 tier. Even that kind of helps build out and starts rounding out a community from this. So
yeah. So yes, again, those of y'all, I joke about it because I'm just like awkward in regards to asking people for money, like, so I have to like kind of like laugh it off. But yeah, any support anyone can give is fantastic, especially again as we're trying to build this. If all you could do is just the $1, just go to Patreon, throw a credit card number up there, and just let a $1
doesn't have to be your credit card number. I'm just saying, just throw any credit card.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah, identity theft is not a joke, guys.
Throw a credit card number on there and just let $1 just like disappear out of nowhere like once a month. I mean, that's fantastic if you're able to do that.
It's already sitting behind your couch anyway.
Yeah, it's behind your couch. Just dig it out of your couch, and when you get a chance, run it out.
Oh, he did not sit in the right position there.
Oh, that did not help. Okay. Ooh.
You're live on
there was a Charlie
right
horse live on the internet. Oh, that was great. That's one of those, like when you're driving down the road, you know, if you ever get like
bad time.
if you ever get that Charlie horse in your foot, and especially it's the foot that hits like the gas and the brake pedal, and you're like, oh, and like there's a part of you that's like, no matter what, I don't care how much pain I'm in, I'm still steering this thing.
Yeah.
Like I think that happened to me the other night, and I'm like just going down the road, but yeah, I was still able to hold on or whatever through that. Yeah, not when you're live streaming.
Have you gotten a Charlie horse in your neck before? I have.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Those are a lot of fun.
Talking about bringing you to your knees.
Oh yeah. As long as they know. Oh no. Garth is writing essentially a eulogy to us in the tune of
Hey, that's fair.
I Will Survive.
That's fair.
Not a eulogy, but I mean an ode.
No, it's definitely a eulogy.
An ode to the Cinefanatics.
It's definitely a eulogy.
Oh. Anyways. I think that's just about it for tonight.
I think we nailed it. I think we did another one. We did great at it. We're superstars. Our mom loves us. Therefore, life is good.
Oh yeah. She did just post like a Facebook photo and tagged us in it too. Like
Yeah,
an older photo.
She loves us, but she missed the National Sons Day or whatever, which is fine because I didn't know that day existed anyway.
Yeah, okay. That's why I said Garth's like eulogy. It's about you surviving. Yeah, I know. I realized that was like a weird word choice. An ode.
Malcolm says Cinefanatics are like the angel and devils on your shoulder. Chris will be the devil, weird, telling you to do it, and Robert will be the angel, nope, telling you not to do it. You got those backwards. I'm definitely the angel.
Just wait till the camera turns off and you can't see what we're doing.
Yeah, wait till that moment.
Yeah, just wait till you see that. Rachel Errolowl is saying it's an anthem. Yeah.
And it goes to the tune of...
How's that song go?
Oh, I can see that.
Can't bash the head?
Hey.
Yeah, we're not quite ending this just yet, but...
It's, we're not like some like heavy rock band over here. This isn't like Bohemian Rhapsody.
This is Wayne and Garth in the car. Not the Garth watching, the other Garth. But Wayne and Garth in the car, like, headbanging to Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah. Oh, no, I can't do that either. Anyways, so we're tired of being sick on camera for you people. Let's just wrap this up and end this tonight.
Fun.
In the future, like, I do plan on more interaction with the chat, more games. So this was our first night kind of like back to normal, so to speak, back at our regular time, not having to rush through and cram everything in within a 1 hour time frame because we're not doing a Schmodown replay tonight. That'll be Thursday night and Friday night. Malcolm posted Zoobilee Zoo. We're not doing Zoobilee Zoo.
Zoobilee Zoo.
Yeah. So in the future, again, we'll have more stuff, interactions. So feel free to come back because we'll want your feedback on stuff.
You got things in the works of trying to have greater interaction with the chat during this particular stream.
Absolutely. We kind of did it more laid back just because we were just we're so ready just to go back to just a one stream Tuesday and just be able to like kind of just hang out and talk movie news without like, hey, what's your opinion? Cool, that was a good opinion. Here's my opinion. Cool, moving on. So
that's how this show worked.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, we still were. We were good. We were fine.
So we're about to hit the hour and a half mark, which seems like a good place to end this for tonight. So,
real quick, you start doing the plugs and stuff, and I want to check on something.
Okay. There's no Streamlabs. If y'all have any Streamlabs, feel free to quickly throw those in here in a minute. Any other questions and stuff you have. As far as plugs, y'all know where to find us. Cinefanatics MLP on Twitter and Instagram. There's also our Twitter and Instagram handles down here below us. Make sure you follow us on all three of those. I know our Twitter just recently hit over 200 followers and then it dipped back down to like 199, then it got back over 200 again. I know our individual Twitter handles are getting up there towards 200, so make sure you follow us specifically because us personally have other things to talk about besides movies. So if you want to know us personally, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah. I was checking real quick to see if the debates are still going for some reason.
Oh.
They're not. They're done. But
I wonder how that one ended. I wonder who's going to be more awkward, us ending this show or them ending that one.
I don't know. In the process of checking out, though, I ended up stumbling upon the beginning of this. I just want to highlight this real quick before we finish up here. It's the CBS poll. Why will you watch the debate? 73% said to see how my candidate does. So people have already picked their candidate.
Fair enough.
41% for the entertainment.
Wait.
41% people watching the debate for the entertainment.
And what was the other number?
73. I don't know if it's like a full on like 100%. I think it's like more than 100%. I don't know.
Yeah, because 73 and 41.
I don't know. I don't understand how these polls work, but I'm just reading what I'm seeing right here. I'm not trying to defend it. I'm reading it. It will be the only thing on TV gets 8%, and I'm still deciding who to vote for is 6%. I don't know how these numbers are working, but what I'm saying is
I didn't know numbers were going to be involved in my debate tonight.
What I'm saying is that 41% apparently are watching the debates for the entertainment, and that's all you really need to know about where we're at now. Anyway, that's the extent of the politics. Are we done?
Yeah, pretty much. Garth is wondering how many subscribers do we have on our new OnlyFans page. We have an OnlyFans page?
Someone made it for me, apparently.
Fantastic. Do I guest star on that?
On mine?
Hopefully not at the same time.
Ugh.
Ooh.
The brothers.
Anyways, people can watch for both, so percentages can cross over. Yeah, okay.
Oh, that's true.
That's how percentages work, I
makes
guess. Anyways, we talk about movies on this channel.
Yep.
So, no numbers and percentages unless they're directly tied to box office results. But anyways, anything else? Any Streamlabs? No Streamlabs. No questions. Everyone's good for tonight. So, yeah, again, hop on Patreon. You know why. We've been talking about it all stream long, so we're going to continue to just leave that sitting up there. And I think that's going to do it. You have anything else?
I'm good.
All right, well, let's roll that beautiful bean footage that does not actually include beans, Garth. I just like that saying from the Bush's Baked Beans commercial, but I do like it. Anyways,
play the dang thing.
thank y'all for watching tonight. It's been a blast. It's been so much fun being back to normal hours, normal, flow through. Come back again Thursday night. This coming Thursday for Schmodown Replay. Also Friday night. And then tagline again next Tuesday. That's going to do it for tonight. Thank y'all for watching. See y'all next week. Later.
See ya.
How do you turn off this darn thing?
Oh my gosh, just end stream.
Oh, yeah.
It's right there. Just click it.